So
hey guys, welcome
Hello.
back. New episode today.
Yes.
And today, what we were talking about, guys?
Before we even get to that, how's everyone's week been?
Oh yeah,
It's true.
let me even think. See, when you forget about the week and it's gone, it's like, what have I done?
It's been uneventful.
Just work, uneventful. Yeah. Well, actually, anyways.
Just work, the usual.
Yeah.
How about yours?
This week drained me, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the internship, but it was so intense.
Really?
I was literally getting home at 10 p.m. Then I was working till 1.
10
sleeping at
p.m.?
1. Yeah. Because there's socials after every day.
Oh.
You have to go for socials and like network, obviously.
10 p.m.
Yeah, we went to the escape room. We went like junkyard golfing.
Okay.
And then we'll still stay behind and like network with everyone. And I'll come home at 10. And then because obviously I know at the end of the week I have an interview and a presentation to give. So I'm there working on it from like 10 to 1. Then I go to bed at 1, wake up at 6:30, get dressed, do it over and over again.
Yeah, I'll cry.
Oof.
Yeah,
Socialize for every day.
No, literally.
That's my worst nightmare. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like the important bit of like internship. You actually have to
True.
network. Like you literally have to go out and speak to people. But I feel like initially, on the first day, I was a bit like, oh, like I don't know how this week is gonna go because obviously, like everyone else has like somebody overseeing them, and I'm the only one that doesn't have anyone. So I feel like because of that, I was kind of forced to even like work harder to make sure I'm reaching out to people. So I had to talk to more people. I had to engage because like no one was coming up to me to like check if I didn't do any of that. So, but it was still fun though because the people were actually nice. Like everyone I met was really nice. Like there wasn't anything like negative I can say about it. It's just obviously because typically they like 2 to 3 weeks, but they kind of condensed it into 1 week. So it was like a lot, just back to back. Yeah.
What's over now?
Yeah, literally, like the whole of Saturday, I was like, I just need to catch up on sleep. Like I'm gonna sleep.
I wish I could catch up on sleep. I feel like I don't know why I'm not sleeping, bro. I feel like in the beginning, you know, when you work every day, Monday to Friday, then you get home. Say I get home at like 7:30, so I have like 2.5 hours to say to myself, well, I actually need to go to sleep, or I'll fall asleep. Like I could sleep late, but then I'm just gonna be pissed off in the morning. Then do it again. Then on the weekend, usually Saturday, I have something to do. Like I have to be up early, or say I want to go gym, then I'm up at like 8 in the morning again. So I don't really get time to sleep. Then my day has started. Sunday, obviously we film, so then I have to be up in the morning again, and it's like, bro.
But what are you doing on Saturday again?
Constantly.
Nah, but like say I want to go gym or something, or I need to do shopping, or I need to do something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I
It's
still have to be up relatively early, even 9 a.m. Like, bro, I want to sleep till 2, please. I'm like,
Bro, one thing about me, I need that day. Like I can't be overstimulated the whole week. Like I need a day where I wake up when I want to wake up. I don't leave the house. I'm just Netflix all day. Like I need it once a week at least.
Yeah.
I
Otherwise, go crazy.
But I think because it's also a week. I was kind of like, just hold on until the end, and then you can just sleep and just make sure you get involved in everything, so you don't regret and think to yourself, oh my god, if only I put myself out
and do your best.
do you know what I mean? Like just take make the most of like the situation you're in.
I mean that makes the rest better. Knowing that you've done everything you can.
Exactly.
Now,
So at least you're like, you know what, I did my best. Whatever happens.
Exactly that. Now on to the topic. So, Manuel, do you want to kick us off?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes. Why not? Let us know what we're discussing today.
So we're talking about like the rise of femininity content on social media, and just I don't know, and the impact on women and especially young women. I don't know where to even start from. I mean, I would say like the most relevant in terms of case study would be Shira. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah.
Shira on TikTok, the sprinkle woman.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are better known as Madam Sprinkle. But yeah, like in terms of her message, I would say that I agree with everything she says.
Really?
Everything she said. No,
maybe
honestly.
not everything.
Do you know what
Most
it
things,
is? It's not even like I don't agree. I feel like she's very like specific. I do agree with a lot of what she says because she's very much like, this is what she's helping you achieve. She's very realistic about, you're not going to get love out of this method. Like, this is for you to get a rich, ugly man to pay for your lifestyle. And these are the sacrifices you're going to have to make.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, wait, let's double back. In case people don't know who she is, let's start from like the beginning kind of thing. So
The beginning?
Not the beginning, but like explain about her content a bit. Obviously you mentioned...
I think she makes like hypergamous content about women I think she even calls herself a financial advisor, helping women get the bag.
Yeah. Essentially, she married when she was younger, she married an older man.
Like
I don't want to say
60 something.
exclusively for money, but that was the primary, reasoning for her marrying him. And then she basically teaches women, I don't even say young women, she just teaches women how to do the same. And she's very realistic with her messaging. And she just gives you tips and tricks. And she's really, what I like about her is she's very like, quick
Stuffy,
with it. She's quick-witted. Like, she's very like, she has an answer for everything,
literally.
like, and it's just funny. That's why I'd say, like, I don't know. I say that I agree with everything she says because I haven't seen anything she said that I disagree with. Like, I can't think of anything she said that I disagree with. So
Okay, give some things of what
Do you feel like?
what did she say? Just, I don't know.
But you know, she's been getting a lot of criticism though, by other women as well.
Why?
Who are like, I think one woman was like, oh, like everyone's listening to the sprinkle woman and think she's basically saying like all the things that you should take from a man, but then it's like, what are you giving and what are you bringing to the situation? And I feel like for a lot of people who feel like they're entering into a relationship that is based on love, like you're going to be listening to this message and thinking, oh my God, like you can't do that. And it's like, that's not the point of this message. Like she's not teaching you to fall in love. She's not teaching you to have a genuine connection with somebody. She's teaching you to get the bag, like to use the man and get the bag and finance your lifestyle. So what she's not gonna care what James is getting. She just cares like, is James doing his job?
Yeah,
like, is he providing?
Is he serving me?
Like
that's the thing. Like
Sprinkle.
when you ask me like what message, it's not necessarily that she's sending messages. It's more so she's giving tips and tricks.
But when you say you don't disagree with anything she says, do you mean in the sense that you feel like she, like everything she's saying makes sense for what the end result is, or is it like you personally agree and then you want
it makes it's
like
not really
you are agreeing with the philosophy?
For me, and
you're like
I agree with her philosophy for women that wants to marry for money. I don't agree with, personally, it's not I don't agree with it, but I don't want it for myself.
Okay.
I want to marry for love, but I agree with like her methods. Like I feel like her methods, they work. Evidently they work. And for some people it's appropriate to some people. So I don't see where you could disagree. I mean, it might not be your preferred lifestyle, it's not mine, but her method works, and I don't see the problem with it because James knows what he's in for. He knows what he's signed up to.
I think they even saying like in their marriage vows, she was like, change it to for richer or for richer.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you know where she's from? Obviously America, but
what ethnically?
America.
Yeah, she's giving Nige.
But then again, America.
Do you think?
She's a Nigerian babe.
What?
Yeah. I think
she's just African American. Yeah.
Obviously African American, but if she knew where she was from, I feel like she'd be Nigerian.
Oh, no.
I'm
not for any reason, but she just gives me Nigerian babe.
Why?
Are you saying that because of the stigma?
Just how she looks as well. Like you can tell. Like
I feel like she looks more like she could be like Blasian, like mixed with Indian. That's what I see.
Yeah,
that's for me.
She gives me
but I think she's
island girl.
Yeah, island exactly.
Yeah.
But in terms of where she's from, I think we just know that she's American.
Yeah, but in terms of that, like femininity content as a whole, how do you guys feel about it? Do you feel like there's space for it? Do you feel like it's damaging? What do you guys think?
I feel like it can be damaging because especially to young girls, right? They don't know, not even that I know. But anyways, people don't know, say what love is, right? So then you're teaching people, oh, you're just going to get cheated on, so you shouldn't. Like, even influencers, for example, like Young Miami, all of that, you know how they have their podcasts and stuff? So when they talk and stuff like that, it's evident to people that in this generation, we're not going to find love, right? So what we need to, because your man's going to cheat on you. So what you need to do is find a man that obviously is going to spend money on you, whatever. Even if he's going to cheat on you, that's fine. Because I swear she said she doesn't mind if, like, Diddy cheats on her, whatever. Like, it's fine because she's number one. But it's like, why do you have this mindset? Do you know what I mean? And then we're teaching girls, oh, it's fine. Like, yeah, men will be men. They'll cheat, whatever. But as long as, like, you're, like, number one, whatever, he's giving you money, it's fine. Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
I think it's like a lot of women have just given up on the idea that they're ever going to find someone that's going to truly love them and care for them and not cheat. So it's like, if you were dating for love and you genuinely were in love with a man and stuff, and then they've done you dirty, in your head you're thinking then clearly, and then not only that, like there's so many stories of men cheating. We all know somebody that's been cheated on by a man. Like it's just like there's like so many examples. So in your head you're thinking, I guess it's inevitable that a man is going to cheat. So if I'm going to get into a relationship, I might as well just getting it for the finances, the financial benefit, anything else, because there's no point in me going in for love, because at the end of the day, you're going to cheat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be hurt because I actually thought we were building a connection. I thought that we were all in love. But yeah, so I think it's more of like a protection mechanism for some women, because in their head, they just like can't rely on a man for any type of emotional like connection, love, all of that. So let me just take as much as I can from him, and just that will do. And even Shiro, I think she even says like, you're like, a man's never going to fully like give you unconditional love. The only time the only time you can depend on that is from your children. She was like, it's
they
only
don't do that.
like, she was like, love is for your children.
I don't think they can. The thing is, no, me personally as well, I think the only people that really experience I can't even speak. The only people that really truly experience unconditional love are like your children, like children, parents. I think that's the only time, and maybe siblings. Maybe I just feel like I don't know. Like me personally, this is a bit off the edge, but like me personally, I watch a lot of crime documentaries, and the worst of the worst criminals, the only people that still love them are their parents.
That's
like,
true.
Like I watched Jeffrey Dahmer, the documentary. His dad was with him till the end.
Wow.
The only amongst all the nasty, evil things he's done, the only people that will love you unconditionally are your parents or your children.
Yeah.
And so I don't even strive for that. Like I don't need a man to love me unconditionally.
Yeah, but I feel like about unconditional love in its sense, I don't feel like that's something you're ever gonna get from a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Because there
Especially
are some
on men.
conditions that come
Like-
not even like for men, but it's like there's conditions that comes in a romantic relationship. Like if somebody, like, what are the conditions? Like if somebody's being abusive to you, you're just gonna be like, I'm unconditionally in love with you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be boundaries set within these relationships. But I think it's more of a, you're never gonna have that person that just understands you, like that best friend type of relationship with a man where you feel like safe emotionally. So just take.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's why for a lot of women they've kind of given up on that, and so they want to just
Do you know what's interesting? Not that we're talking about men, but I feel like men would say the same thing about women. Because a lot of guys I speak to, it's always, like, they've had bad experiences with women, da, 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 da. And then when I hear it, I'm even surprised, because to me, obviously, we will say, for example, like, men are trash, which, yeah. Anyways, but obviously, women are trash too, and they've done a lot, do you get it? And it's just a bit, like, there's no hope for anyone. I feel like both sides feel like, obviously, the problem, does that make sense? Like, women just want men for money, da, da, da. But then we are getting taught, oh yeah, just have a man for money because they're just gonna cheat, da, da, da. So it's like conversations need to be, I feel like conversations need to be had, otherwise this generation is just gonna be lost, because everyone's just following what social media says, what the influencers say, that's how we should, or they should live their life, and then no one's actually having real life conversations. Do you know what I mean? So we're just thinking, yeah, this man's gonna cheat on me, it's fine, let me just have 6 men I'm chatting to. Do you know what I mean? But why?
Yeah. I think the thing is, it's like, at this point, people just need to be clear on what it is that they want. In terms of, if you know you're like, I'm just here for the money, like, let people know, like, this is where it is, like, be realistic. So everyone knows what the expectation is of this relationship.
That's the thing. That's why I don't think you can't criticize Shira, because she's found a man that is accommodating to what she wants.
Yeah.
And everyone has a person that would be accommodating to what they want, their needs and wants. So it's like, you can't say, oh, well, you can't want that, you don't want that. No, somebody's gonna provide that to me, so why can't I want it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's why I feel like everyone should just, you know, just decide what you want, and what you want will come to you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should be crucified for wanting a specific type of man or woman. But yeah.
Yeah. But also, do you feel like these like femininity content and like coaches, like they've increased over the recent years, like, and they're kind of like in line with the old money, new money content? I feel like because we're going through a cost of living crisis, a financial crisis, people are looking for like an escape.
We were looking for a way out.
A way out. And so these content kind of feed into that, creating this fantasy for a lot of women that they can marry rich and they can like kind of find a way out of the ghetto to go and, you know, be with a rich man.
Yeah, let's be frank, life is very hard. Life is very, very hard.
Exactly.
And fortunately for women, I feel like we are the only gender that have the option of relying on the opposite gender, if that makes sense. Like, there's no way, a man has to make his own money, like he has to. When you're a woman, there are instances where you can actually, just being a woman, by virtue of you being a woman, you can you can avail a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
So especially in this cost of living crisis, while life is very hard, everything, like, as much as, you know, we don't live in a meritocracy, people work hard. The hardest workers are getting pennies. You know what I mean? So in that climate, if I see somebody on TikTok telling me, dress this way, go to these restaurants, do your hair this way, do your makeup this way, and you can get this, a lot of them will be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna subscribe. Like, I'm going to like, people are even doing like classes, and then Zoom and subscription services, like, because there's a demand for it. And given the climate, I see why there's a demand for it.
Do you know what's interesting? I saw a post the other day, I think, and I don't know if the Sprinkle woman said this as well, but basically that lifestyle, because it's being shown to everyone like anyone can obtain it, but let's be real, that's not the case. Unless that's your bracket, as in you have that money yourself, because bear in mind, a man who's on 100k plus whatever is not going to want a woman necessarily who's not on his level. Do you get what I mean? Or
do you think?
Near the level. Like, he wouldn't go for, say you're getting, like, you're doing, I don't know, retail type of thing.
I don't think so.
Nah, because
I think it's a more of a thing where
I don't think
I feel
really care
like
about
generally
women's
speaking,
finances.
people are going to marry within their classes. Like, if you're poor, you're going to marry someone who's poor. If you're middle class, you're going to marry someone who's middle class, upper class. But that's not because of your money. It's because of you're going to be doing activities that other people within your class are doing. You're going to be running to the same spaces that they're in. But if you do want to infiltrate into like the upper classes, you're going to have to spend a lot of money. Like, these gym memberships are not cheap. Pilates classes are not cheap.
You have
like
to
the restaurant,
imitate
you
them.
can't just go once a year. You have to like be going there frequently, as in every single week, which means you're spending so much money to be in these spaces, and you have to have the money and the funds to do that. So it's like,
that's what I mean.
in that sense, they wouldn't go for someone who's working in retail, but it's not because they work in retail, it's because they're not around them.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Obviously, because if you're not around the tax bracket, you're not going to get the man of that tax bracket. Like, how are you going to get a man that's getting 100k if you're never in the 100k space?
Yeah,
that's why they're putting
And
these
also, you
content
can't
creators.
afford that anyway. Exactly, but a 100k man is not going to find his, like, not to say because you're doing retail, but he's not going to find, say, a retail girl just like that. She'd have to put herself in these areas like he's like.
Yeah,
but then
that's why I'm
she
saying
needs
these
the
women
100K
are now
then.
following these like content creators so they can learn the places to go, so they can learn, so they can strategically move, so that they can meet these men. That's what they're doing.
Yeah,
In that sense.
and
But then, that costs a lot of money and it's a lot of investment.
yeah. But do you feel like in doing that, it's like we're reverting back to women relying on men financially, everything? Like, do you feel like there's cons to
I mean,
relying on a man financially?
I think obviously if you rely on a man financially to contribute for like everything in your lifestyle, there's always the danger of, if things go left, he becomes abusive. You no longer want to stay in that situation. You're trapped because you don't have the finances or the way out. There's always that danger. So it's like, yes, you can obviously try to go after this lifestyle, but you have to understand the downside of it, which is that a lot of men with money and wealth, they have a lot of power.
Yeah.
And if it gets abusive, it can go ugly. Like,
Yeah.
so I think definitely there's a lot of dangers in that.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna rely on a man for money, do that, but have your own something going on. So have your own money, so that if anything happens, type of thing. Even if not if anything happens, but just have your own money, then that's fine. Otherwise, yeah. But what do you lot think then is, say, a high value woman based on these feminine like pages? What are they trying to say is?
I feel like they obviously promote that you dress modestly if you're looking to attract a wealthy man. I think they also talk about what hair you should have. It should, like, your nails shouldn't be too loud. They shouldn't be like they shouldn't be doing
listen, exactly.
Right. You need to. How else could you need to present yourself if you want to get a high value man?
You know what? I'd like to recant my earlier statement. There's some things I disagree. Do you know why? The thing is, as we delve into like that was also a really good like segue question, because as you're listing off some of the things that we associate with femininity, I feel like there's a conversation to be had, and I've seen it online already. Of like femininity versus anti-blackness. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, you know, the whole, like, even yesterday, I don't even know why I even said my earlier statement, given what I saw yesterday with Sarah. But anyway,
what happened
yesterday? I saw TikTok, and she was like, you know, you can't be on the phone. Basically, she was basically saying, like, in a situation, let's say you're at Walmart, and then you're on the phone, like, you can't be like, girl, da 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 da. You know, like, yeah. She said no, that's not feminine. Like, you can't be like, you know. And obviously, I'm not saying that's akin to blackness. I'm not saying that at all. But it's just, when you delve into the, you know, your hair needs to be a certain type of way, lot of nails, especially, you know, Black American culture. You know, long nails, sometimes, you know, it can be associated with long nails, and that's just their culture, that's just how they express themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start saying, oh yeah, that's not for this, that's when the anti-blackness can start, you know. And maybe, you know, maybe more so a weave as opposed to braids, or maybe, do you know what I mean? That's when the anti-blackness can creep in, and I've seen that criticism a lot from Black women, specifically when they like push back against the femininity content. That's why
that
it's
makes
like
perfect sense, Loki,
No, it's true.
It's like, what is the high value standards? A certain type of,
I think it's it feels like it's geared towards like white supremacy and what the white ideals are of what is deemed to be feminine. So which means a lot of Black women, obviously, like how they express themselves is already like
that's the thing.
That's not how you should be conducting yourself.
Because even with the example that I gave of the women talking loudly on the phone, it's like, no, you need to be soft and docile and just, you know,
can't be aggressive.
And then obviously with us it's like, oh, you're aggressive, it's just
But you know what as well, like I think that's a good point you've mentioned of like how it's very much presented as like the white standard of like beauty is basically what is classed as like I don't know, like a classy style that's going to attract a high value man. But I think what it means is like for a lot of women who do actually engage in this type of content, and let's say they go for it, they start to dress in the ways that they've been told to dress, they start to act how they've been told to act, they go to these places and let's say they're not getting the result that they want, they're not getting the man, and then I feel like it can kind of create a bit of an animosity when they see other women who don't conform to this get the man.
Sprinkle.
Because in your head you're thinking like, I'm doing all of this, I'm breaking my back, and that's what leads to the whole debate where they were like, why do men go for the plain Janes over the I don't know, sassy Sarah or something, spicy Sarah, or like why did men go for this aesthetic over that aesthetic? I feel like, but for me it's like, is your aesthetic something that you genuinely love and you want to express yourself in that way, or are you doing it for a man, and because you're not getting the result you're now starting to be bitter at other women on how they're choosing to carry themselves? Because that's the thing. It's like, because you've changed yourself so much, you've done so much, you didn't listen to what it is that you wanted, you were doing what you were told you need to do so that you can attract the man, but the man isn't coming, so now you're like bitter.
That's the thing.
This has got nothing to do with that, but I remember, you know, when that thing was going on about the UK black girl aesthetic, and then all black girls look the same wig, and then the guys always like, why do you black girls always just wear wigs? You can't change your hair, wear your natural hair. But okay, the issue I have, right, firstly, you're saying, oh, you prefer a girl, say, who has their natural hair out. But I can tell you 9 times out of 10, if you're at a Motive and you see a girl with her natural hair out, and then you see a girl like that looks like a normal girl, whatever, with the wig and makeup, whatever, and then you see one not wearing makeup with her natural hair out, who are you going to move to? Because you will not move to the natural hair, but natural hair, natural body. I promise you won't, because that's what you're used to. This is what social media is telling you. This is the vibe, like you're gonna go for her, but then you're telling girls, oh, like black girls need to stop wearing wigs, they need to as if they do that for men in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
But I feel like also like black men and black women's definition of natural hair is not the same thing.
Yes,
and that's where the miscommunication happens.
A lot of the time, you know, a lot of the time when they say they want natural hair, they don't speak. They're not talking about 4C.
Yeah, I think they're saying they want
hair. They're speaking about 3. Yeah,
3A, 3C. Like even relaxed hair that's long and thick, or like if it's that's what like they want. Yeah. Which obviously, as a black woman, if someone was to show me someone with relaxed hair, I wouldn't say they're natural.
That's the thing.
But for them, it's like when they say natural, they mean hair that is growing out of your scalp. They don't care if you've like chemically altered it. Yeah, like you've done anything, as long as it looks long and thick. And it's growing out of your scalp, that's good enough to go. Whereas obviously if you're a black woman, you kind of know that there's different hair types, you know that somebody's relaxed their hair, you can just tell if it's texture, I don't know, texture release, all of that, and you know that that's not natural and it's damaging to the hair for a lot of people. So because of that miscommunication, a lot of black women are thinking when they hear, oh yeah, this person lacks natural hair, they're thinking of 4C, but then reality hits you.
That's the thing. And gosh, Deborah, you should have. I can really speak about this a lot.
Go on.
Really speak about this a lot, because like even with me, like I have long relaxed hair. I've had relaxed hair since I was like 5.
Yeah.
But even me, the difference in treatment, and you guys can attest to this as well, the difference in treatment between wig and relaxed hair, mind you, I've chemically straightened my hair, is very vast. The way I'm perceived, like people find me more attractive when I have my wig on. And
really?
There's certain, of course.
But even the way your hair is,
but like your hair is literally like very long.
You would think that's the thing. You would think that, but no. People prefer the bust down.
No way.
100%.
This is what I'm saying.
That is
100%.
crazy to me.
Mind you,
Well,
like,
you get so many compliments as well when people
I
see
do
your
get
hair.
compliments,
Or is it like
yeah.
for women as
but it's
well?
from women. It's from women. I mean, I would sometimes be like, oh, your hair's so long from boy, because you know, you know black boys. But you know, that's it. But in terms of like, it's only women that compliment me. But even like, obviously, I've worked in a hospitality agency for a while now, and I meet like on shifts, I meet so many black people, and when I have my real hair out, it's more so. It's not really, oh, your hair looks like. I don't get as many compliments as when I get my wig. Like I'll even to give you an example. Like there was, I think I was working a couple of shifts with this girl, and like I had my hair out, and obviously I'm not fishing for compliments, but I just noticed this difference. Well, I had my hair out for a couple of shifts. I was working with her, cool, and then the next day I came in with my bob, and it's like, oh, girl, your hair looks nice.
Oh,
You know, and. You know, I'm not saying that, oh, you have to compliment my real hair, but it's like, I noticed the subtle difference, or even like, you know, the whole thing of men treat you better depending on how attractive they find you.
Yeah.
It's even with that as well. Like when I have my wig, it's more so like, I don't know, I feel like men are willing to do things for me more. Do you know what I mean? They're like willing to, oh, like I'll carry that for you, I'll do that for you, you know what I mean? Bro, like, mind you, I've chemically straightened my hair.
Yeah.
So imagine if I was 4C. Imagine like I went natural and I was 4C. Like I see the difference. Even with I don't know if you guys seen on Twitter recently, there was a tweet saying, "Oh, these black girls on Love Island, why don't they get braids?"
Didn't the girl with braids come last season? Where did she go to?
Which girl who had braids?
Last season. Remember the one that...
I think somebody was saying, but I don't know which particular girl. But it's like, let's not be stupid. Let's not ask stupid questions. Why do you think?
Why
Listen,
do
if I was
you
a
think...
black I
woman-
would come with braids.
No, but babe, Deborah,
I'll do my long braids. Fine.
as a black woman, why are we not going on a dating show with braids? A dating show that's based on attractiveness. Let's unpack that.
Ooh.
Let's be serious. Like I think people are being obtuse. Like
know
Yeah,
what?
and do you know what it is also when it comes to the whole like standard of beauty, especially I think within the black community, the standard of beauty is very different to I guess other people, because when I think about it, it's like, remember young JT? Remember how JT, when she first started off with this city girls, how people used to drag her for her looks?
Yeah.
She was always known as like the ugly city girl. People were dragging her, and now she's getting floods of compliments. But what's changed about her other than her aesthetic? Instead, now she's getting her bust down all the time. She's got like the lashes.
That's the thing.
She's got her body done. She's done all of these things to alter herself, and all of a sudden the treatment is like day and night.
Exactly.
And that is the reality for a lot of women. You notice a big difference in how you are treated.
Exactly.
And I guess black women are kind of, I don't know, but for specifically, I think we were also discussing how all of these like femininity standards of beauty might particularly affect black women, because for them it's like they're being told. I think I even saw recently a girl was saying like black women need to stop wearing a lace front because there's nothing you can do to make it look natural. It looks fake, therefore it looks cheap and tacky, and they should maybe do like a leave out instead, because that's more natural. So it's like there's this emphasis from, if you want to attract a high value man, to look more natural, have something that is more natural, like less exaggerated nails, less exaggerated lashes, more natural like hairstyles, like blends, all of that. But then on the other hand, within the black community, you're noticing that there's a big praise for people that do have the fake, like the wigs, the lashes, the nails. So there's a big tension there where you're like, okay, it's like how I dress is going to determine who I attract, because within the black community, one standard is praise, but then if you're being told you want to go for the quiet luxury people, the high value man, you need to.
But the men,
the epitome of what you just said is the whole, you know, the whole like white. No, it's the whole. What did you say, Deborah?
I was gonna say struggle for black women.
No, it's what was I gonna say? The whole like a white. You know, the whole black woman. If the black woman's dating a white man, a rich white man, she has a bad wig or bad weave. Do you know what I mean? It's like in, let's say, you know, within black culture, you'd be like, okay, no, her wig is bad.
Yeah,
but she's able to attract this high value man.
Yeah. But for a lot of those white black women who were responding on TikTok or whatever about that whole idea, I think for a lot of them, they were like, they know that their wig doesn't look the best, but their man doesn't make them feel bad about it. Yeah. So they don't care. Like the same standards doesn't really apply for them. So in that sense, even for a lot of people, I always see people talk about this when they go into like the offices and stuff, and they're like the only black person. They can wear their hair anyhow because no one's going to come up to them and say anything to them about their hair. But they know that once they enter the black spaces, your lace better be laid.
That's the thing.
You need to have your makeup on point, because...
And a lot of those women as well, I don't know, what's her name? You know the woman that was in, what's that movie? Queen and Slim?
When it's slim, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
yes.
the black woman, the star. She was saying how, because she got a lot of backlash because her husband is white.
Yeah.
And she was saying how, you know, white men were the first men to make her feel beautiful.
Wow.
Jesus.
You know? And that's a big statement.
A mad statement.
A big statement.
Let me not tell you, but let me tell you. This is what I'm saying. Do you know okay, this is the question I wanted to ask then. How do you feel like stuff like this then would impact, say, black girls in terms of like self-esteem and just what you internalize? Because what I deeped as well, like this happened ages ago, but it's just like a general thing. So for example, say you have a motive coming up, whatever, and you have your hair out, it's like, oh, I need to get my wig done. It's not let me get braids, or I can't wear braids to a wedding. No, you can't go get braids. It's gotta be a wig.
Where's my wig?
You can't have your natural hair out. Like if it's an event, oh, like I need to do my wig. Like why is that our fault? We need to get the wig done. Like we've obviously internalizing these things, but then also maybe we're not realizing how it impacts like our self-image. But how do you feel like it would impact, say, black women's self-image of themselves?
It does, because you know,
I think it does. And do you know what it is also? It's like sometimes even if you're not trying to let it impact, it's like it's more about like there's a big difference in like the attention that you're receiving, which is ultimately going to affect how you view yourself. Because I remember vividly, I didn't wear like weaves until I got to like sixth form. That was the first time I wore like a wig on sixth form, on my 17th birthday. I remember posting it, and literally like the comments, like the snaps, like
a new specimen, like who is she?
Mad.
Nuts.
Like it was crazy. And it was so weird because it was like, even though obviously I liked my hair and my hair looks good, but from that day it's like you kind of start to like question as like, so what was I looking like before? Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
Because it's like, what? Like I never thought it was a big deal, and I feel like now, I don't know, for me personally, but I do think like what you said, Deborah, it does affect how you, I think it makes you more self-aware of how people perceive you.
Yeah.
When you change your hairstyle and you see the difference in treatment. But then at the same time, you kind of, I don't know, but for me, it's like, if somebody compliments me when I'm wearing a wig, it doesn't really do anything for me.
That's good.
It doesn't really affect me. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You think my wig looks good? Okay, thank you.
But
it's not like, I'm not thinking I'm okay, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just, it means more to me when somebody compliments me and I'm like natural. Okay. Do you know what I mean?
Guys, can I ask you a question? Do you feel, how do you feel the most beautiful? Like, do you feel just as peng with your hair versus a wig?
Personally, I don't even feel nice in a wig. I feel the best in braids and my own hair out. Like, I hate wearing wigs. Okay. So I couldn't give a toss about wigs. Yeah. I don't wear frontals. I don't want to ever wear a frontal. I don't want to get into that feeling then it's like, oh, I have to wear my frontal. Like, I don't want to be that person. Hence, I'll just wear a closure for the pure fact of I can't be bothered to do my hair in the morning because I don't have time for that. So that's why I would wear a wig. Separately, for me, braids, not that it's a more natural hairstyle, but do you know what I mean? It's just easy because you don't have to do anything. But otherwise, my hair, like I would leave my hair, like I like my hair. It's now to the point because I had to like do a big chop a couple years ago, innit? Because I messed up by perming it, whatever. So now, like I wouldn't mind. I'll go out with my natural hair, but it's only annoying doing it every morning. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit long. Yeah. But I would say I feel beautiful in my natural hair and say braids more than I even do a wig, to be honest. So yeah, but you lot.
I'll say for me, it depends. Like if, it depends on if my wig is laid, then yeah, I feel good. If I'm having a good natural hair day, like I remember in lockdown 2020, I was really looking after my natural hair and it was really healthy and it looked really good and I felt really confident, kind of like posting myself with my natural hair. Then even now today, I was like, I like how my hair looks. I'm just gonna wear it as it is. Yeah. I'm not even gonna bother putting in any extensions. So yeah, like that's what I would do. But I feel like I also like with braids as well. I think I was doing a lot of braids like earlier today because I said I'm gonna stop wearing wigs. But yeah, I think it depends on the hairstyle. So if I'm wearing braids, it's like what hairstyle braids I'm wearing. If I'm wearing my natural hair, what condition is my hair in? If it feels healthy and I'm like I can style it easily and it's like I don't know, like it's not as like I'm not too worried about like it's breaking off or all of that. Then I'm like, okay, I feel confident in it. Okay. But I think also the thing that's allowed me to feel confident in how I look, regardless of what my hair is doing, is just by not caring about people's compliments. Like if somebody tells me my wig looks good, I don't care. Like I'm not letting that change what I'm gonna do with my hair. I don't care if you tell me I look good with braids. If I like, it's whatever I decide. Because sometimes I'll be like, I think I look really good, and I'll post and like like, oh, I walk out of the house, I'm like, I feel like I look really good and not get any compliments.
Yeah.
Or I'll get compliments sometimes, or I won't get compliments. But it's like, I have, as long as I think I look good, that's what matters the
and
most.
you know, yeah, that's fair.
But like,
but that's, I would say that's easier said than done though.
no, it's true. It's true.
It is. It takes time.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Because do you know what? For me, what made the biggest difference, I remember when I went into sixth form, like, that was the first time when we went to a mixed setting and stuff, and I was meeting a lot of new people around that time because we went to MTS and we went to sixth form. I feel like that time of my life, I didn't even realize I was insecure, but I was getting so many compliments all the time every time I see people, to the point where I became reliant on those compliments. If I walk out the house and nobody compliments me, I look ugly.
It's a fail, yeah.
Like something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. Like I needed somebody to compliment me for me to be like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Like I feel good now. So for that entire year, I feel like my confidence was very much dependent on other people's compliments. But then when we got to year 13 and we were now working towards going to uni, I remember like I was stressed out. I was not looking as good as I looked in year 12. Like I looked like stress. Like literally, I didn't have the time to do my hair. Like I was looking a mess, and literally it was crickets. Like nobody was here now validating me, and I feel like that was when my confidence was at its lowest, and that's when I realized like you have to like build yourself up and like love yourself unconditionally, because people's compliments comes and goes, and you can't be reliant on people compliment you.
And
you
they
need to feel good about yourself. Anyway, so exactly. So that's why that was the turning point for me that allowed me to be like, you know what, I have to just love myself unconditionally, like no matter what's going on. Because I understand why I look the way I look is because I'm stressed. I'm not eating. I can't sleep. I'm here like I am stressed out.
Yeah.
Like I'm here trying to get to uni, and it's just like I'm not gonna like have that be another additional stress that my God, I've let myself go. Like
No, I hear that. The thing is, it's just, I think for young black girls as well, when you experience like the stark differences that we do or we observe, it's like if I'm treated better looking a certain type of way, that's not natural to me.
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna rely on it.
And like, literally, that's why I'm always like pointing at like JC. Literally, she went from being called Amora, like literally all names under the sun, to now she's being all because her aesthetic changed. Like look at the power of your looks and how people treat you.
That's why like
it's the fact that it's the difference between you being dragged and you being praised.
That's the thing. Like I feel like a lot of the time as well, a lot of the UK black baddies, they get criticised. I think that there is room. I think it's valid criticism for you're always wearing a wig, and they'll say it's protective style, but like your hairline's gone. So for me, it's like it's not really but it's true. It's not how protective is it if it's compromising your hairline? As a young girl, but at the same time, I give those people grace, because I used to be one of them as well. Because like when like you don't know the things that I'm afforded when I have this wig on. Do you know what I mean? Even like social capital, like it's a real thing. Just people being nicer to you just because you have a wig on. Do you know what I mean? It's like I think you have to be conscious to just be like, you know what, I feel beautiful either way, and I'm just gonna do what I want to do. Like it needs to be a conscious decision.
What you've just said.
You look very nice.
Oh, thank you, babes. You did.
No, what you just said reminded me of Tia Noir, and how she basically did like this long YouTube video where she was talking about how like black girls don't have the opportunity to just be average.
Oh no.
DL, this is an excellent.
Like she literally like there's no room for you to just literally be just regular.
You have to be phenomenal.
No, either you're phenomenal or no. But like, if you're not the girl that's like, let's say you don't really particularly care too much, you spend too much time on like your appearance. You don't care about like your hair, like makeup. You're not too much into that. It's like people will drag you and you're like ugly. Like there's no like
you dirty bitch.
There's no in between where it's just like you're average. Like. There's no room for that.
There's no girl next door for black people.
Literally, there is no girl next door.
There's none of that. Like even where it's so bad to the point where, do you remember a couple of years back where there was that little black girl that modelled for H&M? There was a little black girl around the time. I don't know if I think it was around the time where the whole the little boy modelled and they had them jumper. But there was a little girl as well. She's a black girl, obviously, and she modelled for H&M, and people were getting on H&M because her hair was undone. As in like she had natural hair and her hair was in a ponytail. Yeah. But it's like people are expecting edges and got to be.
No, literally.
Mind you, this girl is under 10 years old. And it's like even from young, it's like you're policing how a girl. And literally H&M even came out saying, we're doing a shoot with children.
Exactly.
Children in their natural habitat. Like, these children just came from school.
Exactly.
We don't have a MUA team for children.
No, literally, imagine that.
Nobody's going to say that to the little white girl. So why is it?
Yeah.
And it's from black people. It's from black people.
It's like even remember like Simone Biles who got married recently, and people were like dragging her because her edges were not laid on her wedding day.
Somebody that's having a husband.
She's literally getting married, and I think a lot of people are like, how? Because obviously for a lot of people they'll see her as not. That's why when I was saying how a lot of animosity and bitterness comes when you see someone who doesn't fit the aesthetic that you feel like black women should get everything that you want. Her husband is very attractive.
So
he's not a football player, and here she is, and her edges are not done.
Yeah.
How dare she?
How dare she?
How dare she get a man?
Exactly.
No, like literally, that's the craziest.
It's so tough.
And it's mad because it's usually, if not always, coming from other black people.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing as well. It's from the community. That's the thing. Because I feel like you mentioned, you know how she said the actor or whatever that the white man made her feel most beautiful. Like a white man wouldn't go to a white woman and be like your wig looks ugly, whatever.
Yeah.
So
how long's your hair?
Or whatever. Yeah, exactly, bro. When I went what's it called? Recess land. Yeah. Why am I waiting in the line? And also I had like my natural hair, but like a ponytail, right? And this black guy comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, is this your real hair?" Why? Firstly, would you ask me that? Yeah. Then he proceeds to say, I was like, no, like the back part isn't in it. And he was like, oh, so how long is your real hair?
Imagine.
And I'm just like, what's your business? And then he proceeds to say, oh, you look nice. I was like, thanks. And then he just went up. But like, why do you feel that you say that? You can't just say, oh, your hair looks nice.
Exactly.
Like, why do you have to break down these things? How long's your hair? Where's this? Like, bro. And it's only disgusting. Black men as well.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's actually fine.
Like, how can you ask how long is your hair? It's like, take off your wig, but it's like, take off my wig, you don't like the natural hair. Like, just say you don't like me.
No, literally.
Like, just say that. Like, it's always moving the goalposts. Like, okay, I do this, you don't like it. I do this, you don't like. What do you want me to do?
No, it's true.
It's hard. That's why, going back to like the femininity like content, it's hard. I guess it's hard for black women as well, because even with Shira, she did make a video like this dressing colorism, not her colorism allegations, but just more so she was basically saying how like if she was a dark-skinned black woman, she would go to spaces where she's celebrated, which I think is solid advice, but it's like it's a thing of this whole thing, there's a lot of nuance in it. A dark-skinned black woman may not be able to reap the benefits that Shira could, because she's a light-skinned black woman.
Yeah.
Or light-skinned, I don't know her. Yeah, I'm assuming she's a light-skinned black woman. So it's like, again, as a dark-skinned girl or a young woman trying to, fit into this mold and trying to adhere to this femininity content, and it's like, you're not reaping the same benefits. It's like, where do you stand? And like, it's heartbreaking to be fair.
Yeah, but I feel like right now, so people who I actually love, who speak out on things like this and these kind of issues, is like Candice. She was Candice Brathwaite. Yeah. She basically did a podcast recently, and she was discussing how like growing up, she was never the standard of beauty, obviously, and as a result, she just decided to do whatever it is that she wanted to do. Yeah. Rather than trying to fit the mold, because she was just like, it doesn't matter what she does, she's never going to fit. It's never going to be the ideal of what men want, so she's just going to do what works for her. I think she even said that she shaved her hair at 16.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, that's such an empowering thing really, to do, where you just decide, listen, I'm never going to conform to the standard of beauty. There might be a situation where you're going to find me like not attractive, so do you know what, I'm just going to do me. Yeah. Do what works for me, dress how I want to dress, act how I want to act, and not care about the male gaze. Yeah. And how my behavior is influencing men and how they interact with me, and just be me. No, something freeing about that. And I was like,
very.
I wish I was thinking like that at 16.
That's the thing.
Yeah. At 16, I feel like most people are not really thinking about that. You're just thinking
about. I mean, the thing is, because obviously growing up dark skin, I would say I had a similar experience to Candice. Is Candice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a similar experience to her. So it's like, because I never got validation from men younger. As I got older, I didn't really seek it. Like, I didn't really care for men. It's not like I wasn't, because, so when I'll say like 16, 17, when I started like getting male attention, it was like, oh, like this is, but it was never something I relied on, because I couldn't rely on it when I was younger. So I just learned how to love myself.
No, it's true. I think even the danger of like people who would receive male attention from young is that they then went on to live their life making choices based off of that attention. Yeah. It's like, okay, when I do this, men like this, so let me just do that. And it's like they never once got to figure out, okay, what do I actually want for myself? Obviously, for some people, maybe they did later on. But for a lot of people, it can be, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
I feel like that was me, low-key. I feel like when I was young, definitely was the type of girl to seek male validation. But yeah, because I would be chatting to niggas. Anyways. And also niggas be chatting to me. But separately, say when I went to uni, that's probably when like I stopped doing that. But maybe even like 19, let's say that. But yeah, because now, I don't give a fuck. I feel like I'm the most low maintenance person. I'll leave my house to what people would think is looking not presentable, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I'll go, like, I don't care. But obviously, yeah, before I definitely think, and I feel like some women still now, obviously a lot of women seek like male validation as well. So stuff that you're doing is for men. Like, they don't want to admit it, but you're getting that done or doing this for obviously male attention, because that's what society like.
Yeah, and that's what you want to attract. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Then it's like,
true.
isn't it just better to literally just do what's authentic to you? Like, do the things that you love, do the things that you enjoy, learn more about yourself and what you want to do. And then if somebody sees that and they like that, then you know that that's your person, because they literally like you for you.
Yeah.
Not because of what you've tried to present yourself as.
Yeah.
Not what image you're trying to like orchestrate.
Yeah, that's the thing. Obviously, guys, like, it's a process. It's not something you just learn overnight. It's through life experience, really and truly. It's like, you know, and I wouldn't blame or like.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame people for even conforming to the standard of beauty, because of like the difference in
it's,
treatment.
Honestly, it's easier to conform.
Yeah, it's so much easier to conform and assimilate than.
Exactly. Then, you know, make a conscious decision to subvert it. But, you know, hopefully everyone gets to a point where it's like you make decisions for yourself.
Wow, this has actually ended well.
Yeah. This was my favourite topic, guys. I can't lie.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like this was.
It was
good.
nice.
Yeah,
it's
This
really
is one of my
good
favourite
to
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I
crazy
do.
because,
I think I actually
guys,
like
we
this.
didn't really. Are we supposed to talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, because guys, we didn't really have like notes too tough. I mean, we don't usually, but it's like, I don't know, we just came in and we just bounced off each other and it just flowed.
Because I didn't think we'd have a lot to say. I can't lie.
Yeah,
but
me either.
definitely gone good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, guys. Until next episode.
Next
but
time.
yeah.
Yep, until
Send
next
us your
time.
thoughts in the
Continue
comments.
being for real.